If you do not detach from her, she will detach from you. What do I mean by detachment? Does that mean that you have to leave her? No, that does not mean that you need to leave her. It means that you need to emotionally become detached. And what do I mean by emotionally detached? Emotionally detached doesn't mean that you cannot love her. It means that you cannot pedestalize her and you cannot become emotionally dependent on her. And when you're emotionally dependent, you become like this guy who is begging her to not leave you. And if you become emotionally independent, then you will become like this guy that is standing straight up in his masculine frame, and she has a genuine burning desire towards him, and she is completely in his masculine frame. So therefore, in today's video, I'll break down what the hell does emotionally independent means and what does emotional detachment means. So let's get into it. Now, before we talk about the emotional detachment, we need to know what the hell does emotion and the emotional detachment and the vibes mean. So, Nikola Tesla once said, if you want to know the secret of the universe, think in terms of vibration, frequency, and energy. So therefore, we will discuss about the vibration, energy, and frequency. So that we can talk about the emotional detachment. So, what does vibe mean? When you had this a lot of situation within your relationship and also from the stories of the internet, we can see that whenever one woman goes out on a date with a guy or a very handsome guy or a very successful guy, and then she comes back home and calls her girlfriends saying, he was okay, he was looking fine. I had a very great date. He even bought a lot of drinks for me. Oh, that was amazing. But he has bad vibes. So, because he had this magical, invisible vibes, she decided to leave that rationally amazing and tall and successful guy. Like, logically successful guy is not even able to be with her anymore just because he had a bad vibes. Like, does that make sense? Like, what the hell is vibes? So I've been searching what the hell vibes really means, and I finally found a way to decipher this woman's language, vibes. So we need to get into a little bit of spirituality. So, now, the energy, the vibes, is the short word of vibration. And this vibration is made of energy which is repeated. When the energy is short and it's repeated, it creates a certain vibration. We can see that this is his default setting, the default vibration that the man has. So how do we understand this vibration itself? So now we have to see what is the main source of our energy within our body, within our existence as a whole. The main source of our energy is our heart. Our heart. From the research of Heart Math Institute, it says that heart has a 80 to 100 times bigger electromagnetic field than of a brain. So we can see that the heart is the source of emotion. So whenever we hear the songs that we really, really like, we say that we know that song by heart. And whenever we, tell romantic stuff to our girlfriends or to our wife, we say, I give you my heart, right? And we intuitively know that the heart is the source of our emotion. And from this emotion, energy comes out. And when the energy is repeated, it creates the default vibration. So why am I talking about this? Because whenever woman is talking about the vibes, that man has a bad vibes and I don't feel a great vibe with him, it means that she doesn't like your default emotional state. She does not like your default emotional state that is coming out from your heart. Emotional state comes out from your heart and it creates energy and it's repeated and it creates the vibration that she can feel. If she feels that you do not have a masculine emotional state, she feels like she doesn't want to really see you as a potential partner. If she sees that you have a feminine, reactive emotional state, she wants to, she just sees you as a girlfriend, one of the girlfriends. She will not want to reproduce with you. And I'm telling you this. Emotional state, the masculine emotional state, is the thing, that is the emotional state that you need to focus on to be able to cultivate the desire and the attractiveness from a woman. Masculine emotional state is the thing that you need to focus on. What is the masculine emotional state? Masculine emotional state is calm, peaceful, playful, non-seriousness. Masculine emotional state is the calm, peaceful, playful, and non-serious state. And this is the emotional state that you need to focus on. And when you're emotionally attached to her, emotionally attached to a woman or your wife or your long-term girlfriend, she will feel that you are not calm, you are not peaceful, you're not going to be playful, and you're going to be very serious. So that's why you always need to focus on the masculine polarity, the masculine emotional state, where you're calm, peaceful, playful, and non-serious. Now, let's get into the second point. By the way, if you're an entrepreneur, high-performing man, or executive who is struggling to find a long-term satisfying relationship within your life and wants to find a wife material and also not repeat the pain of the past breakups, work with me one-on-one. I'll help you out with this. Link is in the description. Let's talk about emotional attachment, emotional dependency. What does emotional attachment and emotional dependency mean? That means that you are not good without her. As neural knowledge definition of manifestation goes, internally shifting to a degree to which you are no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing reality change. And I've twisted that definition. Internally shifting to a degree to which you're no longer dependent upon woman, upon having woman. So what I mean by that is emotionally being attached and being dependent means that you do not have have abundance. Goddamn. You do not have abundance within. You do not have abundance within. It does not mean that you have a lot of women around you. It does not mean that. Just because you don't have a lot of girls around you, that doesn't mean that you cannot have abundance within. And later, in the future chapters, I will teach you how to have the abundance within, so you can cultivate the emotional detachment, emotional independency, of course. But when you have this attachment and dependency upon woman, dependency, let's write this down. Dependency upon woman. Let's say emotional dependency upon woman. This creates importance. This importance is also written within the book by Vadim Zeland, within his book called Reality Transurfing. And this importance has a lot of, like, it has its definition, excessive energy, or something like that. But you don't need to know about that. Importance is just a term for creating a distance between you and the desired reality that you want. Hence, when you have importance, you create a distance between you and your woman. Or it doesn't need to be your woman, okay? It can be with anything, okay? If you have a lot of importance on getting a car, it creates a distance between you and that car. If you have an importance, emotional dependency on woman, it creates a distance between you and your woman. So in reality transurfing, it talks about dropping of importance. Dropping importance. Because every emotional dependency, every emotional attachment is caused by the importance and the meaning you put into her. In this universe does not have inherent meaning behind it. You actually put the meaning within a woman. Because she is so important to you, and because she is such a lovely girl, and because she is such a woman that you do not want to leave her, you create the importance and the meaning within her. And this creates importance. And importance creates distance between you and woman. So that's why dropping importance and being emotionally detached and being independent from a woman is the highest importance of today's topic. So let's talk about how to become detached and how to become detached emotionally from a woman. Emotional detachment. First thing that we need to know about emotional detachment is you need to understand what does masculine and feminine does when it comes to being emotional. This masculine man, masculinity itself does not have emotional attachment. It's kind of spelled wrong. So it does not have emotional attachment, but within the feminine polarity, the femininity, it has it has emotional attachment. Emotional attachment. Okay? Masculine man does not have emotional attachment on woman, but feminine man has emotional attachment. That's why when woman sees that you have immense amount of importance or the emotional attachment on the woman that you're talking with, then she'll feel the feminine energy from you, and because she feels the feminine energy from you, she does not see you as a man. Because she wants to have masculine man. Okay? No matter how woman is masculine, she wants to find more masculine than her due to her hypergamy. And I talk about in other videos about hypergamy. Hypergamy means that she wants to find a best man that she can find within her life in terms of genetics and security and also emotionally. She wants to find someone who she can actually rely on emotionally. And she cannot rely on emotionally upon a guy that has a feminine mindset, the feminine emotional attachment. Therefore, you need to have the masculine polarity of not having emotional attachment. Okay? Oh, in terms of not having emotional attachment, for example, when you are texting with a woman, you're always asking yourself, hey, when does she text me back? When is she going to text me back? You know, you're emotionally attached to her. And also, you can have something like, oh, when is she going to come to date? Does she like me? What do I do for her? What do I do for her? You know, like being that emotionally attached to her. That turns her off. And that is not masculine. Here is one important rule that you need to know. You can only have what you already have. It sounds very counterintuitive. You can ask me, well, I don't have it physically right now. That means that I don't have it, right? I don't have any girls around me. How can I have abundance mindset? How can I have the abundance mindset where I already have girls around me, even though I don't have? It's like a situation where, you know, a guy that has money can call himself rich, and poor cannot call himself rich because he's poor, and riches get richer and poor gets poorer. Well, what you have within is the most important part. Within. What you have within is the thing that you'll receive in this universe, in this physical realm. Because I have to tell you also that we have a mental realm and physical realm. Physical realm is the realm of the cause, and physical is the effect. So what you have within yourself as a state of being, as emotional default state, it will be the causation that will be manifested on the physical realm. When you have within your mental state, you will have it also physically. Steve Jobs, for example, had an iPhone within his imagination, within his mental state, and he was able to manifest within the physical realm. He was able to have the mindset and the plan and the strategy to make iPhone, and that's why it became physical. And that's why we are able to use the iPhone. It's the same way. If you have the abundance mindset, the abundance within your mental state, you will receive the physical effect of having abundance of woman around you. So now, I'll exactly tell you the multi-dimensional sequence of how this really goes. So we have the mental realm and the physical realm, right? Within the mental realm, this is the start. We have emotional default state of not having girls, for example, and you're emotionally attached to her. You're emotionally dependent on her. Now, this emotional default state will cause you to have a certain intuition. And okay, let me write this one. Yeah. Intuition. Intuition means in as an inner, tuition as a guidance. It's an inner guidance. And this intuition will lead you to have mental nudges that will, inside your head, it will tell you to, hey, do this, do that. You know, right now, turn left, go right. It will tell you the mental nudges. And it will be the physical reality. Physical act. You having the emotional default state of lack of abundance of woman will lead you to have the lack of abundance of intuition. And this will make you have the mental nudges where it says, oh, just don't talk with her. Why are you doing this? Like, just leave her be, man. You know, the mental nudges will tell you to, you know, stop talking with her and don't approach her. You're bothering her, for example. Like, these are the mental nudges that you will have. And then upon the physical act, you'll be more shy, you'll be more distant away from her, and you will not approach or try to be with her longer. The emotional default state will cause you to have the intuition and the mental nudges to repel her, to push her away. And that's why you need to actually see yourself in terms of your emotional state. You have to ask yourself, what kind of emotional default state, what kind of state do I have whenever I'm talking with girls? Whenever I'm talking with girls, am I having stable, masculine, peaceful, playful state? Or am I having this nervous, stressful state whenever I'm around girls? You have to ask this because the default emotional state will cause you to have the intuition and the mental nudges that will make you act in an awkward way. And this physical act of awkwardness will be the thing that the girls tell you that you have bad vibes, awkward vibes, and she does not want to be around with you. Even though you're rich as fuck, you're 6 foot, 6 inches, 6 figures guy, if you have this weird fucking vibe, she will not want to be with you. For real. That's why you need to focus on the stable, masculine, emotional default state to have a correct vibe that woman likes and to able to have a long-term relationship that you truly desire. And the definition of a long-term relationship goes attracting and finding the right woman who has the ability to enter into your masculine frame. And the basis of masculine frame, the foundation of the masculine frame, rock of the masculine frame is the emotional default state of stableness. And you have to remember this. The masculine polarity, the masculine polar emotional state is the highest importance. Got it? The focus here is to have a correct vibe, to able to have correct intuition, correct nudges, and correct physical act. No matter how much you try to research about how to pick up girls, what the fuck do I have to say? Oh, like when she asks me this, then I should answer this question like this in a way. This is not a tactic. Physical act is the realm of tactics. But no matter how much you fucking have tactics, you cannot change effect with an effect. You have to change the cause, and the cause is the emotional default state that you have while you're talking around girls. Really. Think about your vibes. Think about it. Now let's get into the how to really emotional detach from a woman. Now we have tools to detach. We have two exact tools. We have imagination and we have state of being. And I'll explain step by step. Imagination first. We have told ourselves and we have taught ourselves that emotionally being stable and being on the masculine polarity of emotional stableness is the correct vibe that woman wants, right? So we need to shift that vibration, your vibes first. And I have to tell you this one thing. Prerequisite of this is understanding of the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind. So here's the, I don't know if I spelled this correctly, maybe it's double S, I'm not really sure, but subconscious mind doesn't have the perception time. It doesn't have any time. Okay? It does not know time. What happens within the subconscious mind, it doesn't know if it happened right now or in the past. For example, you have this one traumatic experience, for someone punched you in the face or something. You have this one traumatic experience of someone punching you in the face, and when you actually remember that moment, you can almost feel that experience in the present moment, as if you just got punched, and you feel very bad because of it. Your vibration and your emotional state goes into a fight or flight mode, right? Once you actually understand the subconscious mind, that it does not adhere to time, and whenever you remember that incident, you'll change your emotional state. Okay? So now, it is not only functioning on the negative side, we can also function within the positive polarity, on the positive side. The subconscious mind, when the subconscious mind accepts something as true, it becomes true. Only truth that exists within our universe, within our life, is the truth that subconscious mind accepted. If the subconscious mind accepts as something as true, then it becomes truth. Okay? Here's the second one. And here's the third one. The language of subconscious mind. Language of subconscious mind is an emotion. When something is able to bring out enough intensive positive or negative emotion out of you. It will be programmed within your subconscious mind. Subconscious mind doesn't get imprinted immediately through repetition. It doesn't do that. You need emotion for the subconscious mind to accept it as true. One person needs to go traumatic experience once for their entire experience to change. The perception of the world change. So now, because we have these three things in order, we can use this tool to able to program our subconscious mind to have the abundance mindset, the abundance mind within your subconscious mind, as if you had a lot of girls and you're not having lack of girls, lack of women, and having a correct masculine vibe. So here's the first step to able to program your subconscious mind. First, you get into the relaxive, meditative state. You turn off every single thing that annoys you, just complete silence. You can turn off your light or turn on your light, it doesn't matter. Close your eyes, sit still for 15 to 20 or to 30 minutes until you feel the relaxation. And when you're in the state of relaxation, your brainwave turns into alpha or theta waves. And you can know this when you're drowsy, when you're almost falling asleep. It's also the basis of hypnosis. When you're feeling drowsy, your door to subconscious mind opens. Okay? Door to your conscious mind opens. Therefore, when you're drowsy within the alpha theta waves, when your subconscious mind is opened, now it is prepared to program. It is prepared to be programmed. Third, you do the imagination technique. You do the imagination technique by Neville Goddard, of course. Imagination. Because you're in this relaxive meditative state, you do not know the difference between your imagination and reality right now, in this current state. Your conscious mind is completely shut off and your subconscious mind is active currently. So whenever you activate the imagination within this alpha theta wave state, then you're able to successfully program it. Congratulation method goes like, imagine a scene where your close friends or your close relatives are congratulating you for achieving what you have desired. For example, you desire a girlfriend or you desire a long-term satisfying relationship, right? That's what I focus on right now. So imagine your friend is congratulating you for the wife material, for the girlfriend that you have achieved, and you have to imagine as if that person is actually congratulating you. Like, that friend of yours, if he is a very calm person, he's going to be, I really congratulate you, man. I'm so glad for you. He's not going to be like, hey, what's up? You're so good. No, you have to imagine in a way that it is realistic, okay? So now you have this close friend that is congratulating you, for the things that you have achieved, and he's congratulating you. Hey man, I'm so glad that you have amazing wife, amazing long-term relationship, man. I'm so glad for you. And make the scene 7 to 8 seconds, very short, just like Instagram reels. Okay, you don't need to make it long. Just make it into 7 or 8 seconds long, and repeat it over and over again until you have this intensive, positive, emotional experience within the imagination. Okay? And when you feel that intensive, positive emotion of having that positive, abundance emotion, then you wake up. You wake up and your subconscious mind has been successfully programmed to have a abundance mindset, the good vibes, the correct vibration, right? Also, you can do the imagination, not only congratulations method, but you can create your imaginary wife that you want, the ideal type that you want, and she is within your house and she kisses and hugs you for 7 to 8 seconds, and you repeat that over and over again until you feel that positive emotion of having her. Okay? And once you give it to yourself, give yourself the emotion, you'll have the correct vibration. You'll have correct vibes. And this is the exact vibes that women like. Okay? Give yourself the emotion, and this is the vibes that you currently want. You need to give yourself first to have on the outside world. And this is the basis of imagination. We have state of being. We have something called be, do, have. You need to become that first to able to do it, to able to have it. It was the multi-dimensional sequence that I already told you about. It's the default emotional state, and you get the intuition, and you have the mental nudges, and then you have it physically. You need to be to able to do, and then have. Got it? Now I wrote this sentence for you guys so that you can read it out loud. Let's repeat after me. If I had abundance of women that are interested in me, how would I behave? And what kind of emotional state would I have? It is not about having women and having that emotional state of abundance. No. It's the other way. You need to have the abundance emotional state first to able to have it later. How would I behave if there were a lot of abundance of women that are interested in me? How would you behave? Would you behave in such a way that you pedestalize her? Would you really pedestalize her? Because no one wants to become a queen for a peasant. She wants to become a queen for a king. And king doesn't approach woman with pedestalization. He doesn't have that emotional attachment on her. What kind of emotional state would I have if I had abundance amount of women that are interested in me? Would I be emotionally attached? Would I be emotionally dependent on her? Would I say, when is she going to leave me? I don't want her to leave me. Oh my God, please don't leave me. No. He'll say, if you decide that you want to leave me, then leave me. It's okay. It's your choice. It's your life. But just know that there aren't a lot of good options out there. And I know that I am the best choice that you have. If you're going to leave me, fine, then leave me. And this itself, the mindset itself, not truly giving a fuck by having emotional detachment, will make you unique and irreplaceable. And irreplaceability is the highest importance when it comes to satisfying her hypergamous instinct. She wants to find the best man that she can find. And the best man that she can find is not only logical. It's not about how much money that you have within your bank account. It does not mean how tall you are. Okay? You don't need to be the tallest man in the world. If you have the emotional detachment, emotional independency, and have the mindset of a king, that you behave like a king, and you have the emotional state of a king, then she will perceive you as the best option, and she will never leave you. And I guarantee you this, because I'm experiencing this also in my life. This is how you achieve the long-term relationship that you truly desire. Let's repeat the definition of long-term relationship. Attracting and finding the right woman who has the ability to enter into your masculine frame, thus cultivating genuine burning desire and maintain long-term relationship. This emotional state is the basis of your masculine frame in which your woman can enter into. And upon entering your masculine frame of stable emotional state, she is going to able to cultivate genuine burning desire, where she can absolutely break every laws and every rules that she made for herself and follow your rules, your standards, and your moral standards. Everything. And she'll listen to you. And she'll find you and she'll be with you until your death. Emotional state of masculinity and the behaviors of masculine man comes from emotional detachment and dropping of your importance. Drop the importance, become emotionally detached, and become emotionally independent to able to achieve the long-term relationship that you truly desire. Thank you very much.